everybody, this is Kenny with the Fiend News Network, here to help you answer the question, should I buy a Switch? And it's a good question. As a longtime Nintendo fan, it was an easy question for me to answer. Yeah. For somebody that's not huge into Zelda or Nintendo in general, it may be lacking in some key areas. And I think that by understanding these key areas, I can help you make your own decision about whether you should buy the Switch. Now, what I hear from most people that don't have a Switch, and they see you playing it at work or in the park or on an airplane or what have you, they ask, should I get one of those? What games are there? What are the graphics like? How long does the battery last? So I hope to kind of go over these things as somebody who's had the Switch since it launched and give you a reasonable perspective on whether or not you should spend the $300 to get yourself a Switch. Especially among recent reports of certain warping with the Switch, people complaining about their Joy-Cons having issues, people complaining about the screens getting scratched by the little dock here. We're going to go over all those things. But I guess a sweeping statement about that is neither me nor anybody I know personally that has a Switch has had that happen to them. So, and if it has, I think we can find pretty much across the board Nintendo being willing to replace, next day ship, repairs, that kind of thing. So we're not going to touch too much more on that. All I can say is mine's had no issues. So I'm going to tell you about the Switch as if yours was going to have no issues. Because what I've seen, that's reasonable to expect. So, first off, let's talk about the cost. $300. I mean, that's pretty well under your usual out-of-the-box Xbox or PS4 or 5 or whatever the next one's going to be going. But even at $300, it's a bit of a buy, especially if you're one of those people that sees it as just a glorified 3DS, which was about that much at launch anyway. But to answer your question about that, that's going to have to do with your own budget and whether you find the following points to be, compelling. If you're a typical PS4, Xbox One fanboy, and I am too, you're going to be worried about graphics. I think we both know you're going to be worried about graphics. And the reason we both know that is because this has been something Nintendo, I wouldn't say is weak on, but hasn't focused as much on in the last couple of console launches. Gone are the days where Nintendo is setting the bar for graphical capabilities. I think Nintendo has much more gotten themselves into a realm of playability, convenience, fitting into your everyday life a little better than an Xbox or a PS4, which is basically, a PC that you can only play PS4 or Xbox One games on. Nintendo seems to market itself as more a fun, lifestyle kind of system. And I think with the Switch, they've definitely hit their niche. So, they've definitely scratched that itch, which, if you want to Switch, is, I'm out of puns. Anyway, so if you're the kind of typical Xbox One, you're going to have the same problem. It's still going to have the graphical capabilities that you can expect from a new Nintendo system, which is going to be on par with the current gen Xbox One or PS4 in some cases, and under par in others. The real question is that a true hindrance to your experience with the Switch? Only you can answer that question. The answer for that, for me, especially with playing Breath of the Wild, is not a problem. Especially considering the graphics when you take it from the TV to just undocked, it's amazing. I mean, the difference, the quality of this screen, if you got the Wii U and you love the convenience of having the gamepad, but you weren't super impressed by the gamepad screen, I got news for you. It's lighter, it's way brighter, it looks so good, no matter where you take it. It's a little weak in sunlight, but you're typically not going to be playing your Switch, you know, necessarily in places with a lot of sunlight. When you are, find yourself a little shade, and it's not terrible. But that is one place where it does sort of undershine. Other than that, you can take the Switch anywhere with you, and it's still your Nintendo system. It's still the same system you took off the dock. In fact, in some cases, it's a little bit better than the TV you might even be using, as far as crispness and quality. So you definitely have that going for you. So I would say graphically, it's going to be under par. I mean, right now what we really have are Zelda and some indie games. Before we can make a final verdict, we're going to have to see what Nintendo really can do with some of these Mario Odyssey releases. And, you know, once these other developers start picking up games for the Switch, which is selling very well right now. Other than that, for me, it's not a problem. I'm very happy with what they are capable of doing, especially considering my next point, which is convenience. I mean, if I had to sell you on one point of the Switch, it would be convenience. I mean, you literally put it on the dock, it turns your TV on to the HDMI setting, if your TV allows for this, which mine does. It's super convenient. Turns it on to the HDMI setting that it's plugged into, and whatever you're doing on the screen of the Switch immediately happens on the screen. You can use your controller to turn on the Switch, as you might have seen in one of our other videos, by pressing the home button. As long as you're in sleep mode, it'll turn on the Switch, which turns on your TV, which goes to the output that it's on. So that's a really nice touch that I super liked. And as far as convenience, obviously we have to talk about the fact that I can just pick up my Switch, take my Joy-Cons off of here, and if you have a Pro controller, your Joy-Cons are already connected to the Switch. I can put these bad boys right on there, and I am set to go. I mean, it's literally a 4-second process. I do it when I'm running out for work in the morning. I can just pick up the Switch, put it in my case, and go to work. And when I'm on my lunch break, when I have some downtime, I can play the exact same game I was playing on my TV. For me, and the way my lifestyle is somewhat of a casual gamer, or at least gaming when I have the time, this is an invaluable resource. This allows me to maximize the time that I am playing because I can take it wherever I am. Sometimes the downtime I have isn't always at home. Or, you know, I have little bits of downtime here and there and what have you. This is so convenient. Pair that with the fact that it's so easy to transition that I can just take it and immediately throw it on my dock and have it be back on my TV and charging and ready to go. It's amazing. Now, if we can't really talk about that with, of course, mentioning the fact that the battery life is only 3 hours or so, especially playing a game like Zelda. This may concern you, and you know, to your point, you're right, that's a little low, but considering what they've managed to achieve with the graphical capabilities, the memory capabilities, having an external battery is really not too much of a hindrance. In my personal life, 3 hours has been perfectly suitable to my casual lifestyle where I'm getting a little bit of time to play here and there, and then at night I'm throwing it on the dock. It's so easy, it's not a hindrance. It's easier than using my phone for games in a lot of cases, and certainly more comfortable. It's much lighter, much less wonky than the gamepad, with 10 times the crispness, clearness. Can't speak highly enough. So, back to our question. Should you buy the Switch? I'm going to let you answer that. And you may be thinking to yourself, why did I sit through 9-10 minutes of this video just for this idiot to tell me to make the decision myself? Fair point. But I'm not your mom, and you have charge of your own finances, so do what you want to do. My recommendation is buy it. Maybe not now.
What?
And this may upset some people that are hardcore fans of Nintendo.
I can't take this!
And to them I would say, shut up, do your own video. But in this case, I'm doing the video, and I would say, hold off a little bit. There are some amazing titles coming this year. The Mario Kart remake, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey I'm super psyched about, as well as droves of third-party games and indie titles. I would say at the moment the titles are there, definitely, and I'm getting gameplay out of this constantly. But it is a little slimmer than what you might be used to playing your Xbox One or PS4 that's been out for a couple of years now. So I would maybe hold off. Wait till there's a game that you're really interested in. If you're a Zelda fan and you don't have a Wii U, buy it now. Go ahead and hit like, subscribe, sign up for notifications, but then go buy it because Zelda's amazing. And to the people who would say, oh, the Switch is just a Zelda machine, even if you were right, which you're not really, so it's an amazing game. Go buy it. My final point is this. Hold off. Wait till you're really excited about what games they have. There's some amazing games coming. But if you're a huge Nintendo fan like me, it's worth the $300. Up and down, backwards and forwards. So go beg your mom for some money. In my case, I had to beg my wife for some money. Yeah. So thank you for watching this video. Like I said, like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you didn't have to watch it. Why are you still here? But downvote it. I don't care. I do care. Don't do that. Also, you can subscribe to our Fiend News Network. We're posting reviews and things of all things that are Fiend-worthy in our eyes. And certainly sign up for alerts so that you know when we post new videos. Try not to get too excited when you get that notification, especially if you're out of your job or with some friends. You don't want to be peeing your pants just because you did get that notification. I know I do. So, yeah, keep on fiending.